What's going on, you guys? So I wanted to cover the Victoria 3 dev diary. There's a few already of them out there, and yeah, I'm behind the curve. So let's hit it up together and find out a little bit more about this upcoming, incredible, just perfect game. Because I can't wait to get my hands on it, and I'm eager to find out everything I can about it. So, hello everyone, I'm Mikhail, Victoria 3's lead game designer, and oh boy, does it feel good to finally be able to say that out loud. Today I have the pleasure to reveal some details about that one feature everyone thinks about when they hear Victoria, the Pops. Yes, you're absolutely right. Pops were introduced in the very first Victoria game to represent your country's population. Pop mechanics have since snuck into other Paradox titles like Stellaris and Imperator, but this in-depth population simulation is what Victoria is about, and we're going to bring you a system with more depth than ever before. In Victoria 3, Pops are the country's engine. They work the industries, they pay the taxes, they operate the government institutions, and they fight the wars. They born, they die, they change occupations, they migrate, and they organize, get angry, and start revolutions. Every pop is visualized so you can see which demographic sports the best mustache. Know that the pop portraits are very much a work in progress. That's actually pretty good. You, the player, might be in charge of the country, but you are not in charge of the pops and can't manipulate them directly. Yet everything you do to the country affects them, and they in turn will react in what they perceive to be their best interests. A large part of the game will consist of trying to state your population's appetite for material goods or political reform. But most actions you will take are into the benefit of every pop in your nation, and by making life better for one part of the population, you may inadvertently upset another demographic. The most important aspect of pops are their professions, which reflects the types of jobs it carries out in the building where they work. A pop's profession determines its social class and can affect its wages, political strength, and what other professions it might qualify for, and particularly which political interest groups it's prone to supporting, which you will hear a lot more in future dev diaries. Yes, some of the pop's professions you will encounter in Victoria 3 are aristocrats, capitalists, bureaucrats, officers, shopkeepers, machinists, laborers, and peasants. I think shopkeepers is a new one. I don't remember seeing that before, but I might be mistaken. Investing in industries that provide job opportunities for the kinds of professions you want to encourage in your country is key to the society building gameplay of Victoria 3. Every variant of profession, culture, religion, and workplace in the world gets its own unique pop. At any given time, this results in many tens of thousands of pops in the world working, migrating, procreating, and agitating. Cool. Oh, I love this detail here that they're giving. I think this is brand new. Nice. The people that make up a pop are distinguished into workforce and dependents. Members of the workforce keep the buildings in the game operational and collect a wage for them in return. Those who cannot or aren't permitted to be officially employed are considered dependents. They collect only a small income from odd jobs and government programs. Laws affect who is included in each category. Well, actually, before we dive into that, this is brand new. So that's brand new to Victoria 3. Laws affect who is included in each category. At Game Start, most countries do not accept women working and collecting a wage outside the home, but by reforming laws governing the rights of women, more dependent pops will enter the workforce over time. By abolishing child labor, the amount of income dependents bring home will decrease, but it will make it easier to educate your populace, increasing their overall literacy. After a bloody war, many dependents of soldiers may be left without sufficient income, and you may decide to institute pensions to help your population recover. Cool. In short, nothing in your country runs without pops, and everything about your country affects those pops, who in turn provides new opportunities and challenges during your tumultuous journey throughout the Victorian era and beyond. I have so much more to say, but that is all for this week. You will hear much more from me in future dev diaries. Next week, Martin will return to explain something quite central to the game, capacities. So, love this. And he's absolutely right. Pops are everything in the game. and little things that I really love. And in Victoria 2 and Victoria 1, it made me this is what really made me love the game. This is what like kind of won me over. Was in other games when you go to war and you throw your troops into the meat grinder, right? And let's say you lose, I don't know, 1 billion troops in a big world war. And you're like, well, that's not that big of a deal. And then, the war ends and your economy is in shambles. And you're like, wait, I'm not making as much as I did before. Why are all these factories not having, workers in them? And what I realized was, sending troops to, the meat grinder and losing all them actually affected the population of where they were. So if I send, a regiment into combat that was from New York City and they got wiped out, that population that was based in New York is gone. They are gone. So they can't convert, they can't go back to, the factory because, well, they're gone. So it made me realize, like, all right, I got to be a little bit more careful about wars and getting into conflicts and all that. So that's one thing that I really love about Victoria. And I love that they're making a couple other things like dependence. I really think that's going to be really cool to play with. And abolishing child labor. And then adding pensions, which I believe you could do before. But I'm really looking forward to. I really like the fact that in here they kind of give you like a heads up of like all the aristocrats in the Ottoman Empire. There's 244,000 of them. They have political strength. Ooh, that's I think new. I don't think they had that before. But it also tells you how much money that they're providing. So aristocrats in Ottoman Empire support armed forces, local governors, So yeah, definitely. I really like this. I really like this. And that mustache is not bad. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I cannot wait for Victoria 3 to come out. It's probably going to be 2022. I'm fine with that. Only release it when it's done because, can't wait. All right, guys. Catch you in the next one. See you then.